Hello, have you ever stopped to wonder why Africa is left behind? If that is the question, stay with me for a moment and let us make Africa grow together. But please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more of this video. Thank you so much. Hello, my followers. I'm happy to be with you today again. I am Olot George. Today I want to share something with you and especially to African parents and people who are working so hard to make sure that Africa is developing. Um, Africa is a good continent with brilliant people, and I want to share with you something. And my aim is to make Africa great again, and I hope that we can achieve the journey that we have started. We have faced challenges for some good years, like over 100 years ago. We have faced challenges here and there, especially in our leadership. And it is very hard to change the current situation at the moment, but we can do something about it, especially our younger generation, our children. We can train them to have a better future, like the future that we can enjoy, all of us. Africa is a great country because Africa is filled with a green environment, a pure water, sunshine, which is very rare in some parts of the European continent. But in Africa, we are working so hard also to make sure that we give our children the best education that they can. But the problem that we have, we are not preparing our children for the real life. We are just working so hard to make sure we send our children to school. But we are not also doing other parts which will prepare them for the real life. We are just working so hard to make sure that they get the degree and they get the diploma, they get the certificates in the colleges and the good colleges, good universities, but we are not preparing them for real life. You see, this life, there's also life after education, there's life after the colleges, there's life after universities, which is so hard. The real life, the real world that we enter into after the universities, after the colleges is so tough and it's so terrible that we need to prepare our children for that kind of life. Because sometimes we have the money, we have the ability to send them to best schools, but we don't give them some kind of life that they're supposed to have. The real life, like testing them, like giving them some tips of life. Now, I have this question here which is always bothering me so much, and it has become a big challenge in our country, like in Uganda. What if the child fails to reach the university? What if the child fails to reach the college or the institution? Because now we believe that the child has to finish senior 4. After senior 4, will join maybe the institution or will go to A level. Then after, will join the college or the university and will get a job. Now, what if the child stops in senior 1 or senior 2? What if you fail to get money to continue paying that child at the college? What if you fail to get the money to send your child to the university and the child stops in primary 7? What kind of life that child is going to have? Because we believe too much that the child has to be a doctor so that the child can survive. The child has to be a nurse. The child has to be a lawyer or the pilot. We don't teach them that God created us human beings with different talents and different abilities, that we can use them and we convert them into the money-making machine. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever stopped and thought that what if one day I wake up and find that I don't have money? what kind of life is my children going through? So what I'm trying to mean is, why can't we start doing something with our children at home that can give them the best life, even though we pass on before they complete? Why can't we start training our children, giving them some tips about life that sometimes you can succeed even without completing the university or the institution? Let us try to give them some tips, even though we fail to complete their academic journey. They can live, they can survive. Now, the thing which worries me the most, some of our young girls, sometimes they become pregnant when they have not yet completed the school. And the mistake that the parents make, in most cases, they just stop paying the school fees. They abandon the child. But who told you that you can make the correct by doing the second wrong? Why can't we teach our children that sometimes, even in the middle of the mistake, or after making a mistake, or after failing, there is some part of the lesson that you can learn from it. Let us teach our children that even after making a mistake, there is still something that you can learn from there, and it can become something better or somebody greater after making that mistake. Why can't we teach our children to learn to study the mistake that they have made? My advice to the young parents or to African people, let us prepare our children for the real life. Let us try to help our children, and we teach them something small, even at home. Try to teach them something, trying to make something, trying to keep some birds at home for the child, trying to plant like a tree. When they're still like 3 or 4 years, plant a tree and they say this tree is yours. And so that when the child reaches like 10 or 15 years, will know that this tree, it was planted by me. So that one will give them some confidence and hope in life, that sometimes in life you can do something. And even it will teach them a lot of lessons, that even sometimes you have to do something for a long time celebration to avoid what we call short-term gratification. No, you plant it today, tomorrow you want to harvest. So we can have that one, and we teach our young children in our country that sometimes you can do something small and it becomes something big. So there's a lot of lessons. So let us try to teach our young children, our young African children, some tips of life, some small tips, trying to teach them how to make something out of nothing. Like you go to the garden and how to prepare the garden, how to prepare the land, or you go to the swamp, you go and cut the grass there, you come and make something like a mat. You are teaching them something in real life, so that even maybe tomorrow something happens to you as a parent, or something happens and the child stops studying, the child has the life to live. So let me stop there for today, and I wish to meet you in the next video that we are going to make. Thank you so much. May God bless you, and I wish that Africa becomes great again. Thank you so much.